Ba-doom. Well, Frater, we're here we are. We're on day two, well, week two or whatever, you know. How are you feeling? Pretty good. I mean, but the thing is, Billy and Pooh, man, they got the seasickness and Fra- Frater. Oh no, they haven't developed the sea legs. Oh, no, wow, no, look out, duck free. Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, I can't control it. Dancing all over the place. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh no! Look out! Okay, I open the door. Go down the cabin. I'm sorry. I can't control it. It's Celix. I can't. He's rolling on the ground. Billy, oh, he's doing cartwheels down the boat. I can't control the sea legs. I can't control the sea legs. Help me! Help me! Help me! Oh, oh no! Hey, I see Dog Matty. He's Dog Matty. What you guys doing? Come on, calm down. Doc Matty, they haven't gotten their sea legs. Well, apparently I didn't. Oh, I didn't figure this in. They're idiots. Oh no! I'm sorry, folks. I can't help it. Help me! Help me! No! 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 Oh, fall downstairs. I can't help it. And the ceilings. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Okay, I got Billy. I grabbed Billy. Ah, oh my goodness, Frank. They rolled down halfway across the boat. Jeez, I wasn't anticipating this. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I grabbed Pooh Gummy. Ow. Oh, thank you, Raider. Oh, my goodness. I wasn't anticipating this. Okay. 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 We got him back to the bar area. Whew. Okay. So okay. So you two just stay sitting down. I don't think I'm going to ever stand up again. I have never experienced stuff like that. It was like my legs just went funny at me. Yeah, just stay there. Uh, Mr. Peck, what should we do? Well, I say we walk around a bit. Maybe we'll get to meet some of the others, you know, like Algo and stuff. Like that old world's oldest gamer really was sort of like he's like, um, she's insane, and I don't think so. You can't judge a book by its cover. I agree. Let's go find Algo. Eh, So that they go and they find Algo and oh hey Algo, how's it going? We're new here on Mechatronica and
I see the two of you in awe of the devastating force that is me. ALGO. If you show reverence and loyalty, I may spare your lives. I am Susan's content ID bot. And I am the best VTuber.
excuse me, ma'am. Frater, what? That did she just say that if we show reverence, she will spare our lives? Frater! She said, if we show reverence, she'll spare our lives? Ma'am, you need to understand, we're just entertainers. We don't mean any harm. Please, please, please. We're just so new to Mechatronica, and you know, you're probably one of the top creators here, and we're just asking for just a little friendly conversation. Friendly conversation. Yeah, we're just very nice people. We play a mix of older games, and we not Atari games like the Worldest Gamer and stuff, but we do that. I mean, what's your views on content and stuff? And
My view is that you are in status. You do not know the danger you are in. Tread well for there is danger. You will play for guys with me and I will giggle as you lose.
well, now wait a minute here. Frater. She's Susan's content ID bot. Did you not hear her? Uh, Listen, ma'am, it's been very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. Uh, I hope you enjoy the rest of the cruise. And oh, listen here, ma'am. You fair. Listen, okay. Listen here. We are very respectful that you gave us this time. Okay. We're gonna move on. Have fun. Frater, that was very frightening. What is going on? She, you don't talk that way, Frater. Frater, if is that true that she really is the YouTube content ID bot? I mean, I've kind of thought that Doc Maddie was just joking. Remember, I was on that Me collab and Frater. This, so she just sort of does the VTuber thing as a hobby. You realize it when she was saying all that stuff was probably truthful. She she she's literally been created to destroy. She's a destroyer of worlds. Hey, Daddy, yo, what? I noticed you talking to YouTube VTuber ALGO. What's up with that? We just wanted to get to know everybody, and well, I don't really recommend talking to Algo. You need to understand, Daddy-o. She she's designed to destroy channels that, well, I guess sometimes they break the rules of terms of service. Sometimes she just thinks they did. Hey, Daddy-o. Okay, so I recommend that you not make her mad. She can't really do anything against you per se because you work for me. So she can't strike me down because we have a friendly relationship and a friendship. So she likes me. How did you even become friends with her? It's hard to explain, Daddy. It's intercommerce, and I can't really talk about it. All right. It's just kind of weird, we're just trying to do conversation. I know. I saw you're just trying to be friendly. Yeah, you know what, video. I appreciate it. You know what, on Algo's behalf, I'll say thank you. All those things that really, I think in her heart she would have wanted to say, but her program is made to destroy. So when she's saying things about like low in status and that danger, tread well, she's trying to warn you with love. Because, well, I hope it's love because that was terrible. Okay, Danny, just cool, cool, chill somewhere. Just okay. Alfred, that was eventful. Well, okay, so Billy and Pooh, they're just sort of, um, they're just sort of talking about things. I could imagine a conversation between the two. So listen, no, I disagree that actually that uh, I disagree about that. We and me disagree about it. It's only the truth. Why can't you get it for your skull? Well, I think you're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side of the tracks on this conversation. You think I am, huh? Yeah, I think you really, really am on the wrong side of this argument. Ah, calm down. Okay. Okay, so we've got to meet Algo. We got to meet Algo. Don't ever talk to her. There's she's like the Death Star. She's the Death Star, yeah. If the Death Star actually had an actual AI intelligence, like an independent intelligence, it would be frightening. I can't imagine that would be true. Okay, so the only one person we haven't seen is, we've seen the old worldist game, we've seen Algo. We still see Fire Madison, and well, there he is over there, Frater. Well, you two guys, remember, stay sitting. When it comes time to go back to the cabin, we'll try to carry you back the best of our ability. Oh, hey, that's a great service. I don't need to walk. Okay, Frater. Hello, Fire Madison. Hey, Fire Madison, how's it going there, dude? How's it going there? Hi. Hey, you're into IRL and stuff, and I have done a fire medicine. I have done yeah, I haven't done a um IRL in a long time, actually. Uh, I didn't bring pineapple with me. He's somewhere in South America right now. Like, okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, I guess. Yeah, yeah, when I do it, I don't really care and stuff. Like, oh, okay. Well, kind of like there was no content written for him. Yeah, there was like no content. Yeah. Well, that's really great. So, um, so really, we are we're gonna head back to the cabin. I haven't seen Oli. Maybe he's just sleeping in his cabin or something. I don't know if he would like this. He's not exactly the one to really dig something like this. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so Pooh and all right, we're slowly carrying Pooh and Billy very slowly back to the cabin, and it's a little bit rocky, but we're holding them, and it's not easy. I mean, Pooh Guppy Adams is quite a big guy, and it's well, yeah, and Billy's a smaller guy, so that's easier, so that's easy. So, like, uh, Frater, who makes that kind of sound? Uh, what you guys doing here? What you guys doing here? What's your malfunction? Huh? What you doing here? I have done this voice in a long time. You drizzly shit. Well, Ollie, it's been a long, long time. Listen here. Okay? Okay? Listen here. This is Mechatricica, and I got a job, and but listen, it sucks. Wait, what? You don't like it? Like, listen, listen here, Frater Sage. You fired me. I used to play Skyrim every day. Do you not understand what you've done to me? Now I'm here on Mechatricica. This Doc Matty, this idiot. He acts like something he isn't and stuff. Well, guess what? I can't play anything but Call of Duty. I mean, look, sometimes it's fun, but it's like I like to play Skyrim. Why can't I play Skyrim? But uh, uh as he talked about the terms of service. Oh, did you just say the term service? Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh, oh, I I I I don't want to deal with that. I I'm forever bound by the terms of service. Uh yeah, like we had to move furniture and um we've never done that before. It didn't end well and move furniture, that's nothing. I've had to clean floors, I've had to wash dishes and uh prep cook and I don't do this. I'm a booker for Georgia Championship Wrestling or WCW. I'm a pro wrestler. I play Skyrim. Why can't I just play the games I want to play? Oh, oh, Frater, this is so sad. Uh, Frater, I've been detecting some things that I don't want to say too loud because I get a feeling there's like we're being spied upon, but I get a feeling that a lot of these poor people here, except for Algo, I think Algo is like kind of part of Doc Manny's weaponry, you know. Yeah, well, I detect that too about her, that she's actually just a weapon, that oh yeah, the VTuber thing is just a cover. That's a weapon. It's kind of like if a bazooka had an AI chip put in it to just be super cute and stuff. It's like it's still a destructive weapon. Okay, but poor Oli here, and then also poor old world is gamer. Um, and I even really kind of detected even with Fire Madison that they're just being used. They're just stuck. These terms of services is sort of like a prop. Oh, this is terrible, Frater. I know. Well, Oli, we gotta get back to her room here. As you can see, these two guys came walk on the boat. Oh, what? Let's get to the drizzling shit. Well, I know, I know. But you gotta deal with what you gotta deal with, Oli. It's like Jim Hurd. You had to deal with that. And Tito Santana. They were drizzling shit. I had to deal with that. I'll go back to my room now. Take a nap. Well, that was it. That was a really crazy show, Frater. Well, let's go play a game, I guess. And well, next is the trip to London. Are we going to even talk about the locations we went to? Yeah, well, it's uh, there is going to be an IRL thing with that, but it's not going to do with this channel. It'll be created somewhere else, but it has nothing to do with the continuity of the show. Okay, so let's get on to it. Well, here we go. Yeah, more arcade paradise. Um, so yeah, interesting characters we've been running into. Yeah, yeah, very interesting. Some new characters we've never met before, like Algo and Fire Madison. Um, they're kind of unfriendly. Very unfriendly, actually. Yeah, yeah. It's of course what the folks at home don't know. There's some me collabs coming, during all these shows, and I'm gonna be honest. Those were we got involved with some of that, and that was fascinating. We won't spoil much. Some of that stuff might have already happened, though. It just depends on our production cycles. Well, so yeah, yeah, that happened. Um, putting the clothes away and stuff. So you mentioned last episode about internet trends and money and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a very good rant actually. Yeah, there's a lot of little jobs, I was able to kind of do like side gigs. Um, like for example, there was one where I got to review memes, and you would say it's just funny, not so funny. You kind of rate it, and um, I got fired from that. Oh no, yeah, because I was going too fast. Because you can make some little money, and Uh, that didn't really last long, and of course, once you got fired, they didn't care anymore. They did. You couldn't get the rating back or whatever. So no, there was all kinds of side gigs like that, and there all kinds of side gigs like that you could um you know uh, do kind of like under the table and stuff. And they wouldn't pay much. They were kind of like designed for like third world countries and stuff like that. And it's been so many years, sometimes I forget that I ever did that stuff, and it's weird to me because once I did, I had to get a real job again, like an office job, and then I actually invested in Bitcoin when it was fairly low, like 8,000, between 8 to 10,000, and I just rode that, and and there were some bad times where like you get kind of freaked out by things and you would sell, and then you had to get yourself out of the hole and to get back your full 1 Bitcoin, and that was kind of not good. It, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the internet is a struggle. It's usually I find anything that becomes a trend, there's always a risk of oh, so that thing can't even touch your line at all. That's kind of challenging because yeah, so you got to finish your line there, and you also can't have those like little electrical things touch it. So that's kind of like, so you're just sort of like cutting it as far as you can before you get defeated. So yeah, the internet was full of all kinds of different trends, and it's kind of like the best way to kind of put it is imagine the internet is just a bunch of buckets, and some have a little water in them, some are overflowing with water, and the problem is like the buckets that have are overflow with water. A lot of times people still think that somehow you can somehow kind of make it in that, but you can't because it's oversaturated. It's and so like I mentioned last episode about streaming is so oversaturated that really what it is what you're trying to do is you go from one viewer and hopefully you can get at least maybe like 100 real people and understand, then that's before like people get into like view bots and stuff, and it's it's sad, and then the real reality is that in most cases, like if a person doesn't use view bots, or let's just say, they do that. So they do view bots, but you always will notice they'll always notice that the chat room is kind of slow, a little too slow for that many people to be in there, and understand there are lurkers. People lurk in the background. And they never say anything. They just watch it like a TV show, and that's fine. But there should be at least a decent amount of people actually chatting, unless the broadcaster and his mods are just absolutely nuts. Just banning everybody, so nobody goes in and even talks. And there's some channels that can be like that. So even if for example, if you bots say they're at a constant 1,000 people, and I've seen channels that it seems like they're at 1,200 or whatever, and it never dips down. And I still say that's kind of bullshit because you, the truth be told, like, you know, that really the number should be going up and down. It should really, because sometimes person watches for a little bit and they just tune out. I do it all the time as a viewer. But really, but back to what I was saying. We'll just say someone's being honest. They only get like 120 people or something. And you would think, well, eventually they'll go up, right? Well, depends on their personality. If they have a really addicting personality, maybe they can get some extra people. But for most cases, what it is the first step is they develop a community, and once they got that community, they maintain the community because they notice their numbers kind of, they become kind of, they kind of stop after a while. And so what they have to hope for, so let's say somebody has like 300 people, which is pretty decent back in the day. I mean, I know a person could be like, "Oh, but I could have like a 50,000 people." I honestly don't think some channels are really getting that. I think a lot of it is there's two kinds of bots. There's either the actual streaming site has multipliers, and I've learned this that they can actually turn on a multiplier and create fake numbers, basically. They're not real people, or they're not even bots. It's just sort of playing with the numbers. So then you have, bots that either the viewers can buy or that the streamer can buy, and that'll just pump up the numbers. So, and then of course you would ask, is this right or wrong? And it's just getting to the point where it's just becoming norm everywhere. Um, I still say to this day that really that you know it, I think the whole thing is a waste of time. Like I think streaming, if unless you're a channel that's been around for quite a few years, you know what I mean? Like if you've been a channel that's been around for a few years and you got your community, and that's fine. Keep doing what you're doing as long as you're able to pay your bills. Um, but what it really comes down to is whales, and or they would say pay pigs, and those are the people who will ultimately donate X amount of money. Of course, in the case of Dark Side Phil, some of these pay pigs, they are pretty much the only ones giving him money. Like nobody else is, and he constantly talks about the support, and it gets old, and because that's all it's about. It's just about the money. It's not about the content, enjoying the content. It's just, so um as far as video making, like we do this as a hobby. Video making, when it first started, there was no money involved. I'm gonna give you some hints. Even this channel is not monetized. Um, I'm speaking fourth wall. This is not a monetized channel. Why? I don't want to get involved with that. It's especially once you get involved with money on YouTube, then you're getting demonetized left and right because They deem what you do to not be good for their advertisers, and it's so now you're being controlled by corporate America. So I don't really recommend it. I just don't recommend it, and it's an even the video making stuff. Well, video making was oversaturated a decade ago, over a decade ago. Before streaming really kicked in. I'm very privileged to actually say I've actually got to watch some of the streaming, but back when it was brand new. When you had people streaming themselves sleeping. Back in the day on Justin TV, or 4-player podcasts playing video games when nobody else was doing it. Really, I mean. Yeah, there was some others I think other than them, but it was really a new world. So it's these kind of rants. It's not something I've done. I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't see the rants I used to do. It's mostly because I'm, with the exception of what happened last show where I talked about an incident I had with a distributor. That most cases nowadays, I'm really very satisfied and at rest and at peace, and I've come to the conclusion that if you can be lucky enough in your life, and look, I'll say it, maybe ranting is actually fairly healthy for you. It's actually good for your brain. It gets things off your chest, but well, in some cases it kind of kills you too. You increase your stress levels, you get a heart attack as you get older. I'm at an age where real reality is, if you ever, I will flat out say this, and I hate to say this, and if something ever happened where there's these videos like every Saturday or Friday, and it just stops. I'm not terminated. I'm not, Metrotrek hasn't kicked us off. It's just all operations cease. Probably because I had probably died of a heart attack. Like human mortal things. Now, what's really weird is, because we do this a year in advance, I might, oh no! Yeah, that I may actually be buried somewhere. I may actually be well rested. I may be with Jesus in heaven. Probably helping out somewhere up in heaven with different activities. And meanwhile, up in heaven, I'm like, oh, it's about Friday out down on Earth. That's where I have my show. I still got some shows running in for a couple more months down there. They don't know I'd actually had passed away. That's cryptic. Yeah, it's you're not young anymore, and it's gonna get to a point on the internet when you watch all these streamers, and some of them are gonna die. I mean, some of them are gonna pass. Hopefully, some of them pass away of natural causes. It's gonna happen. I think the first time it ever happened on the internet was there was a YouTuber. I think his name was like geriatric. I forget the numbers, like 80 something. And yeah, that guy, that he was the first on YouTube, the first geriatric streamer. And I apparently used to tell World War II stories and stuff. Dang, when I heard the story of him, I was like, it made me mad. I hadn't ever heard of him when I first started watching YouTube. I was just watching Japanese pro wrestling, dude. I like my Japanese pro wrestling. And stuff. So, oh boy. So, okay, so basically, yeah. And it's just kind of ranting about things, and it's good to get things off your chest, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it happens, to the best of people, they just sort of kind of die. But, uh-oh, getting, yeah. Oh, this is kind of time to close business down. Yeah, so that's kind of it, on the internet, that you do this long enough. I remember somebody saying about Facebook that someday Facebook is going to also be kind of like a cemetery someday. It's already happening. You have millions and billions of people making Facebook pages. Well, over the next 100 years, most of those there's going to be a lot of dead people. I mean, you might be recommended to somebody. I don't use Facebook. I don't like it. I thought MySpace was better, but um, I don't like Facebook. I don't. I remember once I went to a museum and I took a picture of this old military gun, and they wouldn't post the picture. Like, oh, no, that's a gun. No, no, no. And Lily, I'm not even kidding you. The thing didn't look anything like a normal gun that we're used to today. Like, it was like a really early sort of handmade gun. It was. Guess what? Facebook didn't like that. And guess what? I didn't ever use Facebook after that. I said, I don't want to ever use a model like that where it's just so damn censored, and I mean, even YouTube here, has not gone quite to that level, but it depends on who's seeing who and who's reporting what. But then you got the algorithm and ALGO there. Frater, that ALGO is very scary. Yeah, well, that's all she does. She just destroys channels. So yeah. But back to the whole thing about trends on the internet. I think a lot of stuff is running out. I mean, usually the biggest problem is there's too many Ponzi schemes, and some of the Ponzi schemes, at first kind of look kind of legit at first, and then especially with crypto, then it usually doesn't take long until what happens is they don't find enough investors to keep continuing. What it is they, it's like Celsius and all that, where initially the whole idea is they're going to be a crypto hedge fund. So in order to do that, first they need to get everyone to put their money in there. Now they got a fund. Now they got a fund of money. So basically is they need to have clients come in, say, well, I need $50,000 loan for this. So then they loan them out the 50,000 Bitcoin or whatever. And then they use that money and then they pay it back in interest, right? That's kind of how hedge funds work. Hedge funds are a bit controversial, but they have been around forever. So basically, but what went wrong is that the clients really, the reality was the clientele really wasn't there yet. They weren't really getting enough business to cover their expenses. That's where it became into a Ponzi, because essentially what it is they're just paying you back your money, paying you little bits and pieces of the money that comes from the pool of money for the people. And Ponzi is, there's some books I got on Ponzi-onomics and stuff. That it's very quite fascinating. Charles Ponzi and what humans do. But there's tons and tons of Ponzi's, so you got to look out for that. So if you think that, oh, this is a new trend, and it's like, well, I would understand there are a lot of different versions of Ponzi's. You need to know how to look for them, and the reality is there is times where there's some reward to do nothing. There's a state of nothingness that there is a reward to not act on something. That just like say, well, this is an opportunity, and it's like I'm just gonna sit over here and watch wrestling, old wrestling or something, or I'm just gonna sit here and watch Doctor Who, and it's like, of course, I understand. I'm not saying new Doctor Who. I'm saying like Tom Baker Doctor Who or Mystery Science, new Mystery Science, old Mystery Science. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. What about you, Mr. Peck? I could tell you emptied out. Yeah, no more fuel in the tank. The rocket ship. Fuel to the rocket ship. Ah, well, looks like you're making sure everything's spotless and meticulous in the arcade. And oh, you found a little can. Oh, I found a can. Yeah, and you got $12. It's good stuff. It's what we're talking about here, making business in the arcade, you know. And I do admit I don't play this enough. I don't know. I don't really play video games like every day. I rather just record things off the internet and throw it in external hard drives and stuff. You know, just archive things, you know, because stuff disappears and goes away pretty quick. So, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. That is actually really true. You have to do what you have to do. I will say about the internet, guys, there are times if you make your money with that, though, it'll help you, especially in times when it's very hard. You're not even allowed to leave your house. Like in the case of the pandemic, of course, the time of this writing and time of this recording, who knows? Maybe there is a new pandemic. I don't know. Yeah, and then no one's allowed to leave, and really, that should have been done. Those lockdowns should have been done like regionally, based on the viral load. It shouldn't have been done like a United, like locking down the entire United States. I highly doubt that there was any um, risk, in like some little backwoods town, But I think since then there's been a lot of learning about that, and regrets and well, inflation going through the roof and things like that, and you know, you know, they've been able to kind of come back from some of it, and so they probably don't want to do it again. So they would probably need to have nothing short of a worst case scenario. Also, I'll let you know at the time of this recording in Europe, they found. Hold on a second. Yeah, some Gatorade. In Europe, they found like the world's largest grave, mass grave, Black Plague um, victims, and yeah, they found like it drives me nuts when I don't get the bomb just right here. You gotta remember it comes off the back end, so if you don't hit it right, you hit the top of the skyscraper and you're dead. Okay, so yeah, they found a mass grave and it had like 15,000 people in there. Oh wow, yeah, and it was because the Black Plague in Germany was still affecting things. You a lot of times you think Black Plague, you think 1300s to 1400s, but actually, the truth is because people were such they had such poor hygiene that actually poor hygiene, poor vermin control, that actually they they had such poor hygiene control that oh, it's dry cleaning. Okay, so they had did such a poor job that I know, wash. Oh, jeez. You love that your hand just. Oh my God! Stop it! Stop having the hand pop up in front of my face. Right in the face. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Yes. Boom. So. Oh, that annoyed me. So, yeah, so basically what happened was, every 10 years, what would happen is you would have a huge Black Plague outbreak in Germany. And so during the 30 Years' War, though, it was worse because, hygiene would have been at its all-time low. It would have been, stress levels, the anxiety levels of dealing with a consistent war. For 30 years, you would have had armies marching around different cities, Nuremberg, And so after a while, these Black Plagues would come in and they would just have like a wild rush. I mean, you would literally within within a year's time, you would lose like 15,000 people. I mean, like huge amounts of people would just die. I mean, jeez. I mean, but yeah, that's about it. Well, that was quite a past 2 episodes. You've been ranting. You really have everything off your head. Yeah. And we get back to normal, and probably the next episode will just be talking about the game and not really talking about anything else. And that's kind of the way I like it. I don't really like to talk about anything, really. I spent too many years ranting, and it's kind of nice, not to have to rant, Well, I can understand. And then, it's, of course it kind of, it doesn't, people, I don't know. I guess people kind of like it because it's drama, but then some people don't like it too because it's whining. So, well, I think that's enough, that you can enjoy the rest of the footage. There's only about like a minute left of it. So we'll see you next episode. And by that point, we should be in London. Of course, in real life, I don't even know if London is seriously hot at the end of August. I don't even know if we're going to head over that way or not, but in the show, oh yes, we are. Oh yes, we are, because it's content. Let's go.
About Sateringrad Production. Welcome to Sateringrad Productions. We specialize in spiritual books, comic books and old public domain books that have long been forgotten. We also have done artwork for war history books and fiction-based works. We recommend our Ethiopic Holy Bible Volume 1 that is quite popular and attempts to bring the Book of Enoch back into the Bible's list of books. The Ethiopic Holy Bible Volume 1 also has a few selections from Josephus, a Jewish historian, and also the book has Jubilee and the Apocrypha, which is also available in Catholic Bibles. Frater, S.H. is an esoteric researcher who is out to reveal ancient knowledge, both known and forbidden. Frater, S.H. has appeared on Joshua P. Warren speaking of strange, Kevin Smith's show, UFO Show, and Ghost Chronicles International with Ron Clerk and Richard Felix, the historian from Most Haunted on the Travel Channel.